Yesterday, they started pouring concrete, which is a good sign always that they're making a lot of progress. Of course, first thing they were required to do pretty well is do the fire lane, and so they're working on the fire lane that is on the west side of the new jail, and then they'll be pouring part of the concrete. Won't have it all poured for some time, but they're going to do sections at a time. So they've started that, and that's a real good sign. We have to have a certain amount of warm weather to be able to do it. We got it yesterday, and again, I think we're going to get it over today and the next few days, unless it starts raining on us.
Yeah, even as cold as it is, it's within their limits.
Right, and there's certain temperatures they have to be able to pour the concrete. So we're making good progress. We're still behind on the days. I think I'm going to have a meeting with them this afternoon, but last report I got was we were still 17 days behind, but that's okay. We want them to be a thorough and good job. We don't want them to rush through our project.
I know they were hoping maybe around the 1st of December for something like this, so that's a little bit ahead of...
Actually, they're ahead of schedule on that side of it, but there's some other things that they weren't able to do because of the problems we had back in August and September.
There's been a lot of work. You can see a lot of things poking up down below, a lot of that pre-work that had to be done before this point.
Right, and frozen ground's hard to work in for that, but most of the plumbing is practically done now. Those are plumbing things that you're seeing sticking up, and some electricity, but pretty well they're about to have that done and making good progress on those areas.
Yeah, once you get, of course you said it's going to take a while to get all the sections of the concrete poured, but ultimately, shortly after that, I'm sure walls will start coming up.
And actually we will see, not exactly, I need to ask that question exactly when the first walls will go up, but we're not too far from it once we start pouring this concrete and the jail itself. Now the fire lane has to be done, and that's, I believe, they're working on first.
Yeah. I know the sheriff's awfully excited to watch the progress of this as it goes on.
And actually, the sheriff is very excited. We're still anticipating being there in October of next year, so everything is going to go back on schedule by the time that we open the jail, so we should finish fine.
This company has the ones that you've hired have a real good track record for making things happen.
Right, and that was one of the reasons we hired them, and after we started discovering all the problems that we had under the jail, the old cotton mill and all of that, we were so glad that we did hire the very best company. They cost a little more, but it's worth it. It's kind of like when you buy a home or buy a car, sometimes it's worth it to buy the better product and pay a little bit more to make sure you get that good product. And on the other hand, though, we're still under budget, so I'm very, very thankful. Right now, we're still under budget, and we're going to be able to go in. We had more contingency fees before. We had to use a few of those, but that's okay. We're still under budget, so we're going to go forward, and I think it's going to be a very successful project, and again, try to move in by October next year.
And you, of course, the main thing you want is, a good solid jail that can problem-free and all that kind of stuff.
I'm hoping this jail will serve this county for, it's not just 20 years. I'm really expecting it to serve this county for at least 40 or 50 years if we can build the right kind of jail, and right now we are.
Right now, anyway, it seems like the prison, the inmate numbers are not too bad, and I guess we're still not having to use other counties this last time.
This is great, and I have to give the sheriff, the jail personnel, the DA, the district judge, they're all working hard to try to keep the numbers down, and right now we have no one, and so we're saving a whole lot of money. We're just having no one in Franklin County or Delta County, and so it's a great time for us, because that was costing us approximately $30 to $40 per prisoner per day. And I remember when I first took office last winter, we were up to $35 a day over there. So you can see what it was costing the taxpayers to send the money over to Franklin County. Well, now we're not having to do that, just by good management and hard work by those that I just named.